There's an English comic named Eddie Izzard. Did you see him when he was in New York?
No, Eddie Izzard.
We're going to have him, I think, on the show.
You're going to have him? Oh, on the show.
Yeah. He's very funny. Joy makes sure we get lots of men anyway.
He's a transvestite English comic. But
Just my type.
Yeah. You can share shoes.
New shoes, I get to share with a transvestite. That's the story of my life. And that was Robin Williams telling us about his favorite stand-up comic. And if he's good enough for Robin, he's good enough for us. So please welcome to our day of Just for Laughs, Eddie Izzard.
Hello, Eddie. How are you, darling? Hello. Yes.
Hello. He's lovely.
Nice to see
He's
you.
British.
Like
He's lovely. He's British.
I like a man with an accent.
Yes, I do too. A British accent.
No, but we've all got accents.
Yes, but ours are common.
But no, you notice there's a thing about the British that we get told that Americans will say, "Oh, I love your accent," and say it over and over again, and no one's ever said that to me. So I think silence. No, but I think I must just have a weird accent because I think if it's more posh and more sort of absolutely and all that kind of stuff, then
yes,
they would say, "Oh, do that again." But I don't do that.
You don't do that. Now, Eddie, you have a huge cult following from your work doing stand-up, which you have an HBO special. You won 2 Emmy Awards for that. It's called Dress to Kill, right? And you've done numerous films, and now you're on Broadway doing The Life and Death of Joe Egg, which I saw last night. You were great.
A Day in the Death of Joe.
A Day in the Death, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You pick your time.
And what do you think, and I know now that you're in New York, you're doing Broadway, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of New Yorkers? Now, you're from, England. What do you think of us?
Well,
are we rude, do you think?
Yes, and brilliantly so. Brilliantly so. Yeah, it's people shouting, lots of honking in the car. Get out, how you drive?
Lots of honkies in the car?
Honking.
Sorry. There's no honkies, too. A lot of honkies here, you're right.
There's a lot of everyone. People, and you have to tell the cab drivers where the roads are a lot of the time because they can't get downtown. Once you go downtown, they go, I don't know where I'm going. To get to where I'm staying, my apartment, I have to say, just let me tell you how to get there.
Yes.
Because they can't get there. And the fact that 4th Street crosses 12th Street is a brilliant idea. And
some brilliant person came up with
it. But I love it. It's a melting pot thing. And that's what, I'm really into the new Europe, what's happening there, which is a huge potential melting pot. We're just not melting really at the moment.
You're calling it the new Europe. Didn't Donald Rumsfeld called it the old Europe?
Well, what he was calling with the old Europe was something else. And this is the new Europe. The new Europe is the idea. I mean, I do gigs in French in Paris. And I know you've got this thing on the French at the moment.
You do it in French, though? You speak it?
Really? Do a joke in French.
Well, it's not. I just do my same stuff.
Well, say something in French.
Well,
tell me how gorgeous I am.
Vous êtes très jolie.
Merci.
Tu es très jolie. Mais je fais tous les spectacles en français. Je peux faire tous mes blagues en français, mais I just taught the same rubbish that I do on the HBO special. It's on the DVD. You can get it. I just shoved it on as the extra, and it's got subtitles so you can understand what I'm saying.
Well, take us back to England because we over here we're a bit of Anglophiles, and since you say it's a New Europe, you still have the monarchy. And
I know. What is that? Whose fault is that? I don't know. I don't want them.
So, well, you don't want them because they've been in a lot of trouble, the royals have.
I know, but you see, the interesting thing is you guys got rid of them. I thought that was a very good idea.
Long time
because
ago.
hereditary privilege, that is not a good example for your children, is it? Good silence there. And, but then when the monarchy comes over, America goes nuts about them. When presidents they go, this monarchy, they got gold in bags.
It's because of a queen and a prince.
I know, but you just got rid of that. And now
but that's why we long for it. If we had it, we wouldn't want it.
Because we've just got them lying about the place. And I think the kids are all right as human beings. I just think Liz hasn't done anything and Phil's mad.
Philip,
yeah.
Do you think that the little boy, what's his name? I always ask this question. Harry.
Don't say it.
Do you think Harry is really Charles's boy? I always ask this question.
No, there is this
question.
question.
In America, we can say whatever we damn please. I want to know.
But that's endless conjecture in Britain, and they've gone on the line. I think he's gone on record as saying that, and his dad's gone on record. So I don't know. I mean, maybe yes, maybe no.
He looks like Hewitt.
But I know. This is the thing. That's the idea. It could have been from affair. But
that boy looks more like you than he does like Prince Charles.
Well, could be so. I mean, you know, like, I'm not into monarchy. I'm into having a republic.
Yes, I know.
Eddie, you consider yourself a male lesbian.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate on that, please?
Well,
I'm the exact opposite, but go ahead.
You're what, female lesbian?
No, never mind.
Transgender's a minefield, but there's gay, straight, and bi transvestites of both sexes, and I'm a straight transvestite, so I fancy women, but I'd be quite happy to be a woman, but I look more like a bloke, so I'm kind of like a butch lesbian and a femme lesbian crossed together, and that's me. And it's the third millennium thing, guys, so just get with the program.
You're a transvestite, right? You dress in women's clothes.
No, I don't call them women's clothes. I call them my clothes.
Oh, your clothes. Okay. But when did that start? When did you get this impulse to suddenly put on makeup?
I knew when I was 4.
Really?
Yeah. So I think it's genetic or chromosome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do people stare at you when you're walking around? Or
Yeah, I stare back at them.
Oh, yeah.
And if they give me hassle, I fight them. Like I had a fight in England and took this guy to court. But I mean, I can't do that all the time because I'm not a good fighter. And you can't run in heels, you know. You can't.
It's very...
So unless I adopt this thing of getting a gun, which America, because we have no guns anymore, we gave them all away.
Oh, that's
right. That's right. Well, it's better not to have them, right?
That's good.
Now, I understand that you have Uma Thurman's breast doubles. You have a set of her boobs, right?
Yes, I have Uma. Well, it's sort of... I did the Avengers. Uma was on that. She had 3 doubles, and her doubles were not so big in the breastage department as her. So they had sort of the chicken fillet sort of supplemental breast things under their costume. And being a transvestite, I said, hey, I've been after a pair of these for ages. So I said, could you get me a set? And they did, and so I have them. Good silence again. He really is from the third millennium.
I mean, you don't put breasts underneath your clothes when you
I do sometimes. Like, it's like the Human Torch, you know, from the Fantastic Four, and he could go flame on. I can go breasts on, or breasts off. I'm just a
You were
Captain
4 when this
Transvestite.
started, please. I put on a hoop dress when I was 4. My mother was like, get that up! And that was the end of that.
Eddie, I understand that you're going to be doing a world tour of your stand-up routine now.
I will
Now,
be.
how are you going to do that when you're scared to fly? I know you are. I read it.
No, I was scared to fly, but then I learned to fly, and so I'm not scared anymore.
Oh, you're a pilot.
Yeah.
You fly the plane. Now I'm
I'm an
scared to
action
fly.
transvestite, so... I'm an action transvestite and an executive transvestite, because it's somebody... You still do, you know, blokes wearing dresses, jokes still are on mainstream television. So I'm just at the high end of transvestism, you know, the executive
Well,
end.
you know what you are? You're multi-talented, and you're very multi-sexual also, and I like that about you. So our thanks to Eddie Izzard. And if you get to New York, be sure to catch him on Broadway in a marvelous play. I saw it last night, A Day in the Death of Joe Egg at the American Airlines Theater. What kind of a name is that for a theater? We'll be right back.
Money.
Peanuts.